Right into the finals here. The Acer Premier League season number 8 grand final. Swift AA are taking on the Predators 11 as both the sides have won their respective games, semi-finals 1 and 2, right from the morning. Common thing from both the sides is the toss factor. Both the sides have won the toss, have elected to bat first, and have eventually won the battle. But this is going to be a different contest. Anyone could win the toss, and that is the Predators 11 who won the toss decided to bat first. An unusual opening here for Swift AA, but they got some rest in the middle game. They played the morning game and eventually took some rest. They'll be fresh to bowl first today. So I'll say this is going to be even much settled battle. But due to light factor, as it's almost 3:40 now, we are going to play a 16 overs match for this final. The reduction of overs is due to handling of lighting. We should complete the game before the light gets over. As the man in yellow, this is going to be even much better contest. The maroon represents West Indies and the yellow represents Australia. This is not about the players' mentality. It's about us getting through that journey of those vintage jerseys. It reminisces us to take back to 80s. But anyway, this is going to be a different battle to watch out for. And one more time, a huge shout out to Acer for such a wonderful initiative. There are teams came from Bengaluru, teams came from Pondicherry, and these two teams from Chennai have all mixing up together. They played this wonderful tournament today. They've been one among the top producers of electronic items, including laptops, televisions, and all the gadgets of electronic items. And along with that, the way how they take care of their employees and their mental strength. Cricket is a huge promoter of mental health. And these kind of initiatives will surely make the employees happy, and the entire organization will be so pleasant to watch out for. Hopefully this will continue out every year, season number 9, season number 10. We could watch that happening around. But as of now, getting into this game, Acer Predators 11 opt to bat first. So far teams batting first have won in this tournament. Even in this venue for the past couple of months, teams batting first have always had an upper edge. That doesn't mean bowling first have never won, but the ratio have been a little low. Can that change today? We gotta wait and watch. As the openers are ready, Asmat Ali and Vijay were the two openers, shifting up with the openers, a different approach altogether from Ace Predators. Whereas on the other hand, Parani with the ball. He bowled the second over of their first match. Now he's with the ball. Bowled a couple of wides. Bowled 5 wides in his first 5 balls in a previous game. Hopefully this game is going to be a fresh beginning for them. Sweeper cover in position. And deep, I think, long off in position. Starting things off with the first ball. Seems like he's going to maintain it outside the off stump. And that's why there is a sweeper cover and long off, inviting the batters to play the cover drive and off drive so that they could be restricted, and along with a short third man, short fine leg, square boundaries under control. As it's quite controlling things over there. Gets onto the wide as things were quite good under control. This is turning out to be wonderful stuff. This was the same problem Parani had, and then he tried to bowl round the wicket where he got a couple of good control. He avoided bowling wide balls when he tried to bowl round the wicket. Maybe that would be the right approach even now. But Asmat Ali was given an opportunity to bat as an opener in this big final. That shows the kind of hope that the team is having on him. More than giving it hope, it's not about the talented players only given an opportunity. It's about giving opportunity to everyone. The Acer Premier League itself was made for such initiatives, giving equal opportunities. And that's no ball given. Free hit follows to Asmat Ali. Good opportunity for him to get off the mark. But for that you have to face the one that could be kept in control. This is a good comeback from Parani. Speaking about giving opportunities, cricket is game of fun. Catch is the call, but no man standing in the position. Though it has mental toughness, it relieves mental pressure, it promotes physical health, a lot of things to be spoken about. But what's most important, it's about fun. It's not about the battles, it's not about fighting back. Giving equal opportunities, distributing it. Within that there will be heat forming up. That there are plenty of talents out there to be watched out for. Got off the mark with that single Asmat Ali. But on the other hand, both the sides will be having an urge to lift up this title in season number 8 with even much better infrastructures for this tournament at White Jersey Twin Park ground, one among the top quality grounds and one among the top quality pitches in Chennai. The pitch maintenance matters a lot when it comes to turf cricket. This is such a quality wicket. Proper placement in control as Parani offered a gift to the batter and Vijay takes that for granted. Boundary to get off the mark. It's better to invite the batter for particular shots sometimes rather than pushing yourself beyond your control. One more goes out of the control. The batter needs to do some homeworks to control this. We spoke about this. He started with 5 wide balls when he began his first over in the previous game. Now almost 3 wide balls and a no ball. Even that was almost a wide ball unless it was converted into a no ball. Good one. Better connection that turns out to be a single to end the over. That's 1 over completed, 10 for no loss. Ten for no loss. Dana with the ball. Shot third man in position. Backward point, cover point, extra covers. Sweeper cover and long off in position. Steps out and goes over the mid-on fielder. Excellent stroke making that turns out to be. First maximum of the innings that comes in style from Vijay. Reminding me of Murli Vijay's throwback stroke makings when he was a part of Chennai Super Kings in 2010. Look at that confidence. The first ball is straight away gone over the mid-on fielder. Exceptional stroke making from Vijay. There have been a bit of flight shown by the bowler. I think that's a little dangerous in power play, the options that you're bowling with. But what I suspect is, why does a need for a deep point fielder and a long off fielder? It's better to lift up the long on in position. Much better one. This is much better one. Vijay had an option to go over the mid-on fielder one more time, but this one was kept in control. The length was precise, where you can't go behind and you can't come forward. Front or back confusions were the only way you could stop a batter from scoring runs on the board. Another one. Not a better connection, but the placement was perfect as nobody could stop that going for boundary. This time it's a tossed up delivery. He was playing it a little early, but still manages to place it at the right region. Look at that. Was not middled. Was not a better connection, to be very honest. But what matters a lot is that 4 runs. 20 for no loss. Cricket is more about number game when it comes to T20 format. Goes over the bowler's head this time. A decent connection that fetches a single. is confident with his stroke makings, Vijay. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. But this is already turning out to be a good over for the batters. A 6 and a 4 and a single, 11 runs coming off it. All of them coming from the bat, no extras. The moment I said it, commentators curse, that's turning out to be a wide ball. Acer Premier League 2025 season number 8. At this iconic venue, this is turning out to be a moment to cherish. That's clean bowled. So many dramas happen in this over. A sixer, a boundary, expensive over, but to end this in a sweet note and a wicket. A wicket of Asmat Ali. Tana somehow managed to get himself into the game. Oh, this is a very poor choice of stroke making anyway. 22 for 1 at his Acer Predators level. Beautiful shot. That turns out to be a tremendous stroke making, as it eventually gets the timing it requires for Palani back into the attack. Look at that bat flow, and he is in right shape to place it over the boundary ropes. I'm really enjoying this brand of cricket from Vijay, and Shankar Dada, new batter, comes in at number 3. This game is now spicing up. 22 of 8 balls, Vijay. Must be pretty careful in the shot selections too. Though is getting a couple of boundaries, and that is taken. Too many dramas in the middle as a big fish is gone. Parini gets the breakthrough. Accidental breakthrough, in fact. He was not expecting that to go for the point direction, but that turns out to be leading edge. And no movements needed for the fielder. Just stand and get your hands to the ball. 28 for 2 it is, as Vijay walks back to the pavilion. Pretty disappointed, but that's a good cameo to watch out for. "28 for 2. Yes, that's quite good under control. Clean ball hits the middle stumps. Another one over there. This time Shankar Dada, the batter, being dismissed. As it's been straight away onto the shoes. Exceptional performance. He was clueless with that stroke. 29 for 3 it is. Kushal Bajaj, the new batter, comes in at number 5. Just one more to complete this over. Been tremendous over from Parani. Despite of his first over, bowled a couple of extras. He's now got the line that he's looking for. Though it's just slightly missing the leg stumps. His aims are perfect now. He have started bowling a couple of Yorkers, attacking the stumps. That's pretty much important. Even with that wicket of Vijay, it was almost attacking the stumps. Whether it got connected or not, but Parni got his rhythm right. He's got his line right. One more onto the cards. As things were quite good under control. I think commentator's curse is playing a huge role today. It's better to not to speak about his line and length. Kushal Bajaj, a different batting stance altogether. Interesting to watch out for. Swing and a miss and a dot ball to end the over. That's 3 completed, 31 for 3. Continues to bowl Dana. He'll be pretty relaxed as Vijay is gone now. His over went down to be expensive when Vijay scored 6 and 4. But Dana was the bowler who started bringing up that breakthrough in his last ball of his previous over. And that's how it started turning out to Parani's way. Catches the call that beats the fielders comfortably, and this outfield, we never lets you stop the ball going for the boundary ropes. 35 for 3 it is. SSP straight away got his first boundary today. elevation stroke making. It's a bit of late cut, in fact, that's been played in the air. Projected score shows 160. It's better to go with the same run rate, just 16 overs game, never worry about the wicket column. That's high in the air, fielder under the ball, and that is a good try from the fielder, but unfortunately drops it. Should have been a huge wicket if that catch was taken. And these were the phases where the catches plays a crucial role. That brings strike back to Kushal Bajaj, who's yet to get up the mark. Oh, that's clean bowled. Wicket number 4, and Dana gets his second on. It's been an inside it straight away, attack the stumps. Just take back a look at that. Inside edge and hits the stumps. Unfortunate for Kushal Bajaj. Walks back to the pavilion without scoring. That's 36 for 4. .36 for 4 with one more to complete this over. Swing and a miss. Dot ball to end the over. That's 36 for 4. This is an equally distributed power play so far, as both the bowlers bowled in the power play picked up 2 wickets each. Gave a bright start to the side. 2 wickets for Dana and 2 wickets for Parani. And straight away Shamshu gets the ball. He's been a pick of the bowler in the previous game. Picked up 3 wickets for the side and got a couple of catches too. Been an all-round commodity for the side. Monster Pravin was the new batter, came into the previous over. And at number 6 for Acer Predators 11. A cheeky one to go for the single. But the possibilities are turning down to be low. SP was given a life at long on. Not an easy catch, but if that was taken, that would have been an added pressure for the side. So still continuing out to play. Oh, that's high in the air. Fielder converging together. This time no mistake done as the long on takes the catch. Where that life was given, there the wicket was taken. Look at that. Didn't got the elevation. It was a simplistic stroke making. Just high in the air. 36 for 5. SP walks back to the pavilion. Oh, that's clean ball. One more onto the cards. Mohan, the new batter, came in and straight away walks back. Shamshu picks his second wicket. And this man is turning out to be magician again. Clueless. It's skidding onto the stumps. Mohan was surprised. Now he's on a hat-trick. Shamshu, 36 for 6 it is. Saravaнаkumar, the skipper himself, comes into the crease. He knows what needs to be done, but this is not the game where you have to recover the team from the pressure and score runs on the board. As this is a 16 overs game, you don't have a recovery time. All you have to do is to focus on scoring runs on the board. But anyway, now hat-trick ball. On a hat-trick from Shamshu. Is there any special preparations for that? I don't see anything happening. It's a typical field positioning. No close fielders, no slip fielders. On your hat-trick, Shamshu. Strong shout, swing and a miss, but this is a gutsy approach from Saravaнаkumar. That's what modern day cricket is all about. Okay, you're on a hat-trick, that doesn't matter. I want to score runs on the board. This is the psychological approach that changed in modern day cricket. Much better one from Shamshu. Shamsuddin. A good fielder, a good bowler, a good all-round commodity for the side. Match after match, he's been performing really well. Flicks it away. Beautiful timing where no man is standing at the deep. That could eventually go past the boundary ropes. 40 for 6. End of 5 overs. Now power play gets completed as this is 16 overs game. 5 overs of power play. 40 runs is a good number, but look at the wicket column. I'll say this power play is completely dominated by Swift A. But again, on a 16 overs game, I'm not sure about the wicket column, how it's going to help you in a long form. What if these two batters stands together and score runs on the board? It could change at any point of time, and there you could see the man who changed the context of the game in first innings. Monster Pravin scored 53 runs in match number 2. The same kind of intent will be expected from him. Saravanamani, the new bowler. They'll also be intending to finish things off as quick as possible. But these 8th wicket partnerships, 7th wicket partnerships have been crucial in this tournament. That we've also seen in the previous game too. High in the air as a long off fielder chases down, and that's a maximum. It didn't got much elevation, but Monster Pravin doesn't wait for such elevations. He's very good at punishing those close deliveries. Look at that bat swing. He's very good at doing that, especially against spinners. But I'll say this is a good approach. When you flight the ball, you have more possibilities of dismissing Monster Pravin. But short balls will never be expected. Look at that. That's going out of the park. Exceptional stroke making. This is the same kind of shot he played in the previous match too. Spinners don't bowl a short ball to this man, and he'll punish you away. That's 50 up here. 52 for 6. Acer Predators. Straight away they came out of pressure. That's why I said it's not a T20 game where 6 wickets is going to be a huge pressure. It's a 16 overs game. They'll worry for a single over and then they'll start playing casual cricket. Hammered through the covers. Nobody moves for that as it goes for boundary. Monster Pravin is single-handedly changing the context of this game. Look at his back foot. The entire weight is falling onto his back foot. That's where his strength comes in. In just 4 balls, the scorecard looks different. It was 40 for 6. It is 56 for 6 it is. Another one. Another better connection. Another maximum it is. This time it's a tossed up delivery ball way outside the off stump. No movement needed. Just swing your arms. And that's a maximum at the point direction. Look at that. Exceptional stroke making this is turning out to be. And 22 runs coming in this over. He's very dangerous against the spinners. Much better one. This should be bowled initially. Anyway, that's a 22 runs over. Gets completed 6 over 62 for 6. Continues to bowl Shamshu. Now this is going to be a tricky one where Saravana Kumar will surely be trying to give the strike back to Monster Pravin. But whereas Shamshu is going to attack Saravana Kumar. All they require is another wicket to push them under pressure. As it eventually gets them under control. Much better stroke making. That brings strike back to Monster Pravin. Can he be able to dismiss this man? The one man who's changing this game? Monster Pravin, if this wicket falls down, eventually it's gonna help a lot for Swift AI. Shuffling the field is according. Sweeper cover, long off. Deep mid wicket, long on. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get much connection over that. I could sense a bit of insecurity to bowl over there. It's not the strong zone of Shamshu. Shamshu used to bowl stump to stump. I think they can bowl that. All those boundaries came for a poor delivery. The good one from a spinner was, wow, this is beautiful stroke making. That nobody could stop this going for boundary. Though there was a fielder who just turned out to be a spectator. This you can't blame the bowlers. This is a pure bliss. With the way how he got himself into the back foot. Top quality cricket. 69 for 6 it is. Now it's gonna be 1-on-1. Shamshu versus Pravin. And that's high in the air. Chance of a wicket. Oh, that's half measured run. Should have came confidently to grab that catch. Missed an opportunity. The entire context of the game changes here from 40 for 6 to 71 for 6 straight away. Tossed up delivery. You gotta wait for the umpire's signal. Seems like it's a legal delivery. No chance of that being given a no ball. 72 for 6 it is. Even Shamshu was getting his treatment. That's been placed onto the gaps as it eventually goes over the boundary ropes. Boundary to end the over, 76 for 6. Strong shouts and the it is going up, it seems. Surprising. Seems like it's been a close call. So you gotta take back a look at that. Seems like a close call. But anyway, the umpires have got their own perspective and they'll be getting the better view of the picture. It's better to bowl to Sarvanakumar rather than bowling to Monster Pravin, who's very good at attacking the spinners. That's been placed onto the gap and eventually goes to the boundary. Pick of the placement. The only thing is that the bowlers are bowling short balls and there is no need of using spinners at this level of cricket when you are bowling an arm ball which is a shortish length. It's better to use a medium pace bowler instead. Spinners are not bowling like spinners, that's the problem. They could flight the ball well, they could take the risk of giving an opportunity to the batter. Strong shouts and the wicket has gone finally from 40 for 6 to 80 for 6. That's a quick 5 partnership, but eventually that partnership is getting broken here as it turns out to be 80 for 7. Soft dismissal. Dot ball over there as the new batter comes in. MS comes in at number 9. He came in as an opener, scored 40 odd in the first game. So both of them were top quality batters. That's the big pressure here. 80 for 7 it is. Last ball of this over. $80 for 7. 80 for 7 it is. As Shamshu continues out to bowl. Swings and misses out as it goes behind the wicketkeeper. Chance for the second run. Was given just a single over there that brings strike back to MS. நம்பர் தான் வருது. Starts off with a dot ball over there. As they've been trying to contain things under control, the run rate is 9.72. It's still 155 possibilities of projected score is there. Strong shouts. Just goes again for the wide ball. Yet to get off the mark, MS has been a quite good batter when you bowl it to the fuller length. As that is turning out to be tremendous stroke making. He's very good at playing those iconic sixers. In style comes MS attacking the key bowler. Shamshu is getting punishments from Monster Pravin and MS as well. But if one man could save the side, it could also be Shamshu. If he picks any one of these batters, things will go out of the control. Oh, beautiful shot through the covers. As that eventually goes to the boundary. This is even much better stroke making. A short ball offered and that's being punished with careful measures. You could see that bat flow is relaxed, and after watching the ball, is punching it through the covers. Muscled it in fact. High in the air, and nobody standing at the deep to stop that, going for the boundary. One more boundary here, 6, 4 and 4. Turning out to be another expensive over. That's almost 16 runs coming off this over with one more to go. This was that shot. A full toss delivery bowled outside the off stump. Clean bowled, and finally the big fish is gone. Shamshu somehow brought in the breakthrough to his side. That's 96 for 8. MS walks back to the pavilion. Starts off with a white ball. The only set batter is on strike as Prabhakaran, the new bowler, comes into the attack. This is a slight bit of different approach altogether, bringing up a new bowler at this point of time. 31 of 11, Monster Pravin. Big shot as there is a fielder in position, and they're not going for single as they've understood the situation clearly that it's almost 8 wickets down. Monster Pravin is trying to carry on the maximum strike as there are only tail-enders out there, but he's also struggling. It seems like that's the reason why he is not running between the wickets. That's high in the air, and that's far better connection to go out of the park. A tremendous stroke to bring up that 100 up here for Predators 11. Look at that connection. And he's still struggling. It's pretty unfortunate. High in the air, and the fielder couldn't stop that, going for the boundary. He's trying to maximize the numbers as much as he could. A single man army trying to save his side. Oh, that's a dropped opportunity, it seems. As the batter is also struggling hard. Hope he's okay. Hope he's okay. Getting himself fresh. Just 6 more overs to go. They'll be trying to maximize the numbers as much as they could. Swings and misses out. Might be trying to rotate the strike to get the strike back for the next over. But that's also a big pressure to run between the wickets for him. Dot ball to end the over. That's 107 for 8. One 107 for 8. Strong shouts. No chance of that being given out. But there was a possibility of stumping too. With the excitement of appealing, the wicketkeeper forgot that the batter was a little away for a second. As he'll be trying to stop the batters rotating the strike. Clean bowled. As that's wicket number 9. Anand the batter being dismissed. And Saravanan Mani gets his first. Second one in fact. As this was that wicket. He let the ball to come in and tried to slice it away. But couldn't get the elevation that he's looking for. 107 for 9 it is. (107 for 9). Gokul, the last batter. 4 balls to go in this over. Will he be rotating the strike? Or is it going to be something that's going to be kept in control? Well, that's going to decide the final moments out there. Oh, missed the opportunity. There was a chance for stumping. As he missed it again. As you could clearly see with this. The batter was away from the crease for a moment. He couldn't grab the ball well. Much better one with one more to go. He'll be pretty conscious and defensive to stop that. That's pretty close. Dot ball to end the over. 107 for 9. That's almost getting closer to the stumps. Hope he's okay. He's really struggling hard. It's pretty hard for Pravin. Not sure whether he could be able to make it at this point of time. But every run is valuable right from here. With this condition, if he scores even a single run, it's gonna be helpful for the side. That's high in the air. There is a fielder under the ball. But he couldn't see that ball coming. And they're not running, and the batter have fallen on the ground. Should have been taken. One more to get things under control. Through the covers, there is a man in deep. And that is a wonderful save. No possibilities of that getting any run. The running between the wickets have been an odd possibility right from here. Even to go out from the ground is going to be a challenge for him. He needs a support. Another one onto the control.
Ganesh, will you have an auto on the
Because that's turning out to be a dot ball again. 2 to end the over. Oh, these were unwanted measures. These were unwanted measures. You don't want to restrict the opposition. You always want to end this game to 16th over. Yes, that's been a no ball and given a free hit. The lights are going out. There should be some seriousness. Now this may be hitting the stumps or going closer behind the wicket keeper. Swings and misses out. Dot ball to end the over. A little bit of risky approach, but at the same time there could be something productive. Dana with the ball. This is turning out to be a dot ball. Couple of dot balls over there. They have to attack the stumps. There are possibilities of clean bowled and LBWs out there. The batters will never try to find the aerial route at this point of time, especially with Gokul. This is much better, as he's expecting that to be a single, and that's been taken with good control. Exceptional running between the wickets. He'll surely be expecting to attack someone like Dana, and that's why he wanted the desperate single. But still, the Predators were in attacking mode and Swift were in defensive mode. That's a psychological problem here. They picked up 9 wickets. All they need is one just simple wicket. But they are not thinking in that perspective. What if Pravin hits a boundary? What if Pravin gets a strike? And that's why it's going on in a loop than completing this innings. Through the covers as there is a man in deep, but nobody could stop that going for boundary. As Monster Pravin is moving on to 49 now. $117 for 9. Couldn't get much connection over there, as it turns out to be just a single. In fact, that's a dot ball. They were not going for the single. With 2 more to complete this over, and the last 3 overs will always be on action. As they're trying to rotate the strike, that's quite good under control. Will be just a single, and that's 50 up here for Monster Pravin. Of just 27 balls, 6 boundaries and 4 sixers. Stood up for his side when the score was 40 for 6. He started scoring runs. It's 108 for 9 now. It's been a single man effort that's taking the team moving forward. Dot ball to end the over. $118 for 9. Monster Pravin on strike. Prabhakaran with the ball. As that turns out to be an attempted Yorker. This is much better length to bowl on rather than bowling something outside the off stump. That's high in the air. He'll never try to grab the catch. As that goes away from his control. Turns out to be a maximum. Moves to 56 now. That scoreboard moves to 124. Not an easy one to play. A low full toss turned out to be an Yorker. Somehow manages to get under the ball. High in the air again, and that had its own distance. Tremendous stroke making this is. Monster Pravin is unstoppable even at this level of injury concerns. Another one, this time it's on slot, and he's very good with these connections. It reminds me of that Glenn Maxwell innings against Afghanistan. One man, one innings that changed the context of the game. Couldn't stop that going for boundary. That's 134 for 9. When injured and struggling hard, but somehow manages to get the runs on the board. Through the covers, and that's one more boundary on the cards. 20 runs coming off this over with one more to go. Just hammering it through the covers. Two regions where he focuses mainly. One is through the covers and the other deep mid wicket. 70 runs of 32. That's high in the air. And one more maximum it is. 26 runs to complete this over. That's 144 for 9. Clean ball and finally gets a breakthrough. This easy solution was finally taken. The scoreboard would have been 80 for 10. That eventually becomes 144 for 10. They'll pay off for their mistake. Acer Swift AI conceded extra 50 runs, unfortunately, without using any idea. They have to pay off in the second innings. 145 required for them to win in 16 overs. If that's the mindset, it is not going to be their game. They have to chase this in 12 overs. If that's the mindset, they could eventually make it happen. Let's wait and watch what's going to happen. 145 is the target required for Acer Swift AI to win the game, as both the openers are walking into the crease. And the fielding unit, the men in yellow, will be pretty happy with their performance, especially with the batting of Pravin, who has been exceptional with his performance at 70 odd with the bat. Tremendous performance that had turned out to be. Now with that positivity, it is going to be even much better game for them to cope up with. And there are balls. Way the Vignesh and Dana with the openers. First ball is here. And that's been taken in control. Huge shot that is. And gone for the maximum. Tremendous stroke making from Veda Vignesh. Took on Gautam straight away for a maximum. This is the brand of cricket that's supposed to be played today. He was well prepared for that stroke. And very good at playing that. As they went in search for the ball straight away. The very first ball, the new ball, have gone out. Second ball, Gautam continues out to bowl. But this is much better length as it pushes the batter under pressure. But that's a bit of positive approach from Veda Vignesh. He understood the situation. 140 in 16 overs, the mindset itself is toxic. 140 in 14 overs will be the mindset that could take them to the driver's seat in this game. That should be quicken. Another one high in the air, but this time there is a man in deep. But nobody could stop that, going for a maximum again. That goes away. Two sixes in three balls. Where the Vignesh is in commanding position. Another one onto the pads. This is just twisting out the head position of the batter, but not an advisable delivery. Just flick away, you could score a boundary. There are three fielders on the leg side. The one on the deep mid wicket who's at the boundary ropes, one at short square leg, one at short mid wicket, and there is a short fine leg too. So all these three fielders, short square leg, short mid wicket, and short fine leg, are inside the 30-yard circle. Eventually, a flick away could get a boundary to weigh the Vignesh. It's better to bowl outside the off stump. Much better line and much better length that saves Gautam from conceding more runs on the board. As you could see, the lighting goes down. We have to play another 15 overs of cricket. Hopefully, it won't spoil the view. And that's one of those hurry-burry situation for Swift AI to score quickly. They should focus for 12 overs for 145 runs. You can't expect the light to support you after 10 overs or 12 overs. It's already going down. Keeping that in mind, Swift AI should try to fight, and there is no such ending called decent ending. So let's fight for a decent total. Let's score 130 and lose the game. That mindset should never be there. I'll try scoring 145 in 12 overs, or else I'll go for all out. I think that's the kind of mindset will give you the result that you're looking for. This will never be a 16 overs game if you plan for 16 overs, as it's already 5:10. Just 55 minutes of good light, and then you can't expect this to help you out. Good stroke making and a good stop from the fielder too. Saves a boundary. Hope is okay. That's why helmets were very important. It's not just for watching the ball, it's also for running between the wickets. And a first over 14 for no loss. Hope he's okay. Naveen, the new bowler, straight away got injured, and he's struggling. Not sure what happened exactly. Is it a cramp or something else? We're not sure, but the teammates in the dugout are also having that question mindset. If the umpire is giving the permission, they'll be walking onto the crease with the water bottles. As you could see, the other dugout, there are more spacious places where you can lie down and watch the game, sit and watch the game. This is a huge park for cricket fanatics, and a left arm spinner bowls on the other ground too. That match is gonna end here. So 3 matches on that venue, 3 matches in this venue, so 6 matches in this fine Sunday. This is how every Sunday used to be at Twin Park. But anyway, coming back to this game, it's pretty much important to give him the first aid he requires. They'll surely be having much bowling options. He's walking back to the pavilion. As the game will be progressed with the rest of the players. Continues out to bat Veda Vignesh. Swings it and got the connection better as it goes for boundary. This man seems to be unstoppable anyway. Saravana Kumar, the skipper of the side, with the ball. It's onto the slot straight away, which is more than enough for any batter to slash it through the boundary ropes. And nobody's standing at the deep in leg side. That's one of those reasons why he's getting so comfortable. Much better one. This is, as it's been bowled way outside the off stump. Been a good number from Veda Vignesh. This is how they have to maintain. There is a long off fielder and there is the deep mid wicket fielder. So if you flick it away, you have more space at the deep square leg. You have more space at long on. Much better one to give a comeback. Goes over the bowler's head, as that is a long off fielder, but he'll only be watching that going over the boundary ropes. Another boundary from Veda Vignesh. As this is the brand of cricket you must apply in 16 overs game. Look at that stroke. Tremendous performance that turns out to be. Couple of deliveries to complete, but there have been another good shot that goes over the mid-on fielder and eventually reaches the boundary ropes. Back-to-back boundaries. So for 3 boundaries coming off this over and an extra, which adds 13 runs in this over. Just opening up the left leg and using the Crafts bat. What happens is once the power play gets completed, this is going to be a tough battle for Veda Vignesh. These shots will only give single to him. That's not much better connection. Will be just a single to end the over. He'll be keeping the strike back for the next over. Moves forward and that squeezes through the point direction. We'll just get a single over there. Now to the new batter, Dana, the left-handed batter. Adds up left-right combination altogether. But everything needs to be processed quickly. The light is going off. The batters must push the fielding unit to bowl quickly. You can't plan for a long time. You should understand the situation. Clean bowled. The first ball went on to be a dismissal. And this over as Dana's Gautam straight away invaded the stumps. The intention was to play a slog sweep, it seems. But he was a bit of premeditated. Didn't watch the ball perfectly. Could have played straight anyway. 29 for 1 it is. Attempted Yorker. Much better one. Anis Ibrahim straight away gets off the mark. He's another dangerous batter to watch out for. We've seen him scoring really well in the first game. Anis Ibrahim. Yet to get completed with the power play as Ved the Vignesh are still in good control. 2 is the call as that went on to be just a single. Attempted Yorker. Couldn't get much control over there. With just one more to complete things off. 31 for 1 it is as of now. Pulls it away as no man standing at deep. That turns out to be a maximum from Anis Ibrahim. This was how he had started playing those pull shots. He's very good at playing those shots. 37 for 1. Picks up with a cross bat. Couldn't get much single over there. As it is containing things in the control. Oh, that's a misfield as it goes behind the fielder. And it eventually turns out to be a boundary. good stroke making over there. Tossed up delivery, that's been punished hard as it pitches over the boundary ropes. That's maximum. As Anis Ibrahim shows the same intensity as of what we've been speaking about. They're trying to maximize the power play so that they could get closer to the target as quick as possible. In style, as this man brings up that maximum. Comes in at number 3 with a brand new MRF bat. Another one, this time goes over the mid-on fielder. And that's another boundary as that brings up 50 up here for Swift AI. As Anis Ibrahim seems to be unstoppable. And they're also not having much of bowling attack to stop these batters scoring runs on the board. Sharath is missing. Much better one from the bowler. Shankar Dada somehow managed to get it into a dot ball. 52 for 1 after 4. Tossed up delivery that squeezed through the covers as the fielder chases down the ball. It passes the fielder and somehow tries to stop it going for boundary. Couple of runs on the board, that is. Good save from the fielder, saves a couple of runs. Emma's the new bowler into the attack. He's usually very good at batting, but this is going to be a different approach from him with the ball. Again mid-on inside the circle. As deep mid-wicket and cow corner in position. These are the two fielders at the boundary ropes. So you can go straight over the mid-on and mid-off fielder or through the covers or at the square leg region. But the only region you should avoid is deep mid-wicket and cow corner. That's where maximum number of boundaries and sixes came in this inning so far. That's how it's going again, but this time there is a man in deep, but he couldn't stop that going for boundary. Tried his best, but it's pretty quick to reach out the boundary ropes. Quick 531 runs between these two batters, Ved Vignesh and Ibrahim. The one, not an easy one to play. He is a wonderful batter to watch out for. Trying to show his soccer skills, but it's eventually walking away from him. This time playing it through the covers but squeezes to the point direction, but no man standing in deep as it eventually goes over the boundary ropes. Wherever you hit, it's gonna go for boundary. This is pretty unfortunate that Predators are looking out to be clueless to stop these batters scoring runs on the board. It's pretty simple that the syllabus was well understood by the batters. And that's why it's turning out to be a little bit difficult for them to stop the batters scoring runs on the board. Through the covers as the fielder chases down. Again, soccer skills were not working well as it eventually reaches out the boundary ropes. Back to back to back boundaries is here. That's 15 runs coming off this over with two more to complete the power play. Hat trick of boundaries from Anis Ibrahim. It's gonna go away from the batter. Good stop from the fielder. Will be just a single. 16 so far with one more to go. Last ball of power play. And the strike have been given to the Vignesh. As that's missing down. Will be given a wide with one more to complete this over. Almost halfway through this chase in 4.5 overs. As these batters looking out to be confident. Slices it behind as it eventually travels down to the boundary ropes. Boundary to end the power play. That's 74 for 1. Now just 71 requires to win the game. Half score have been scored in power play itself. Exceptional batting from Ibrahim and Vignesh. Especially this one. He let the ball to come in and place it as late as possible. Exceptional stroke making. These are the quality defining strokes from a batter. It's gonna slow down now as the post power play fielders are being placed into the boundary ropes. Long on deep mid wicket, long off sweeper cover. These are the fielders in position. 5 fielders inside the 30-yard circle. As that seems to be quite a bit surprising to see such things happening around. As he was not interested to go for the second run, Anis Ibrahim. Moves into the 40s now the Vignesh, 40 of 19, and Anis Ibrahim 31 of 11. Still a possibility to go over the bowler set. Sarvanakumar continues out to bowl. Tossed up delivery, trying to sweep it away, but wasn't a much better connection as the post power play straight away pushing the batters under pressure. Couple of singles in this over, turning out to be an economical over. That's 50 partnership between the Vignesh and Anis Ibrahim. That comes in just 21 balls as they've been going in a run rate of 13.54. Adding one more to that. Single to end the over. That's 6 runs coming off this over. 6 gets completed, 80 for 1. 80 for 1 it is. MS continues up the board. The only loophole will be square leg and straight, where you could score boundaries. The regular plays and placements where they use it to score boundaries are now having fielders in deep. That must be kept in control for both Veda Vignesh and Anis Ibrahim. Anis Ibrahim very good at playing those pull shots and flick shots down the square leg region. Oh, that's pretty much closer to the stumps. Almost hitting onto the stumps. And that's why you must be very careful. Squeezes through the covers, 2 is the call, as they've been running calm and composed single. Squeezes to the long on direction for single. As the run rate is slightly slowing down after the power play, straight away the boundaries are not coming. Even a single boundary in the last 10 balls, they just scored 9 runs, and these were danger signs of wickets being fallen down. Pretty much good one from the batters. As both of them were trying to play smart and sensible batting approach. 6.5, 84 for 1. Just 4 runs coming off this over. Can they be trying to go for a boundary in this last ball? Thickish outside edge. As this is turning out to be a lucky one, goes past the boundary ropes. Finally, a silence breaking boundary to end the over. That's 88 for 1. Continues off to bowl Saravanakumar. 6 runs in his first over. All of them came as singles. A much better one. Stops the batters from scoring runs on the board. Short ball offered, and that finds the fielder, as it turns out to be a dropped opportunity anyway. It's supposed to be a dismissal. A lucky one here for Anis Ibrahim. As these were turning out to be just a single. Couple of dot balls over there. One that been bowled as a short ball. Should have controlled well to go for maximum or one bounce boundary. He usually pulls the ball well. This time gets the connection better, as there is a man in deep, that no chance for him to stop that going for the maximum. I hope it's a sixer. And that is a maximum, shows the on-field umpire. This was that shot. Swept well. Look at his back foot. The way it stretches down brings up a lot of quality to the game. 42 of just 19 balls, Anis Ibrahim. As that got 8 runs in this over with just 49 to win this game. Of 50 balls. Equations were getting better. Not much wickets have fallen down. 2 to end the over. Continues up to bowl Sarvanakumar, as this seems to be hitting out the pads. Will be just a single. 9 of the over with Veda Vignesh, 1 required for his half century. He's on 49 of just 25. Tossed up delivery. Oh, that's a miscommunication. Unfortunately, he's safe. Now that single has been taken, which will eventually lead up to one more run, as he's running for that single. Oh, there have been a lot of miscommunication, but end of the day, that's a half century for Veda Vignesh. 50 of just 26 balls, 6 boundaries and 2 sixers, with a strike rate of 192 that came in style. The very first ball of the innings went for a sixer. From then on, it's been a proper run rate maintained by the batters. 98 for 1 after 8 overs. Kushal Bajaj, the new bowler. Oh, this is turning out to be a regular thing. The miscommunication. Last time it was Veda Vignesh who was on risk. Now this time it's Anis Ibrahim on risk. They must speak to each other well. As it turns out to be one more white ball. 100 up here as Swift AI are reaching 100 in just 49 balls, which shows the kind of impact that they're making in this game. And these were extras that's pushing them out of their control. Already Predators were under pressure as these were extra leakage of runs as the Pravin's efforts were going in vain. Squeezes through the covers. There's no chance for anyone to stop that going for boundary. In fact, nobody on the picture. Look at the quickness of that stroke. It's a picture perfect shot from Ibrahim and Vignesh. Yes, Bajaj invited him to go through the covers and he has taken that for granted. 9 runs so far in this over as they require another 38 runs to win the game. .55 of 29 with one more batter on the list of a half century. Anis Ibrahim 42 of 20. Beautiful elevation but couldn't get the distance he was looking for. And that's taken well at the long on. That's the story of Anis Ibrahim coming to an end. Good catch taken at long on. And Kushal Bajaj finally brought in the breakthrough that they're looking for. It's been a flighted slow delivery that's tempted Ibrahim to go for the big shot, but he didn't got the distance he was looking for. 108 for 2. Kamesh, the new batter, comes in. He batted really well in the first game too. Typical Indian batter, brings up the bottom hand in control. If bowled a slow delivery or a short ball, he'll surely be punishing it out for the boundary ropes. Through the covers, nobody standing in deep as it eventually reaches out the boundary ropes, gets up the mark with the boundary. Kamesh straight away comes in with informed mindset. He scored a quick fire 27 in the first game, and that was a huge partnership along with Ibrahim. The player availability have always also been a big concern here for Predators, as a few players have got into injuries, a few players were unavailable for this particular game. So these concerns have also been a huge drawback for them today, especially in this game. If those injury concerns weren't there, the availability of players were there, things would be slightly different. A tossed up delivery that's been taken in good control as it goes past the boundary rope. Let's wait for the umpire signal. That seems to be a one bounce boundary, and no ball signals the on-field umpire. Which offers a free hit for him too. That's why I mentioned he's a typical gully cricketer. A raw Indian batting will also be in him, so that bottom hand domination will surely attack the spinners out there. Turning out to be a 20 runs over despite of this getting a wicket. It's an expensive over too. Just 27 requires to win the game. Now into the free hit delivery. Another full toss delivery that's been placed onto the deep square leg region. Boundary to end the over. That's 122 for 2. Mohan, the new bowler, comes into the attack, experimenting with the newbies to stop the batter scoring runs on the board. Sweeper cover and long off in position, and there is a deep mid wicket. Kaukana and long on in place too for Ved Vignesh, as he's trying to play it through the covers. 2 is the call, and they're running back for the second run. Excellent running between the wickets. "21 more required to win the game, with just few boundaries and singles here, and this mindset is really good from them. Optimistic approach. Oh, wonderful shot, and a drop catch too. Too many dramas in a single ball. It was surely a good shot. Thought of going for boundary, but eventually there was a fielder. It was almost onto his hands, and that's been put down by the fielder too. Ved Vignesh is making it to a sensible innings. Will be given a wide ball. Now just 19 more required to win the game. 3 shots away to level the total. I've been given another wide over there. Just 3 shots away to finish things off here. Hope things were alright. It hits the pads, and that appeal shows the sincerity of the wicketkeeper. It's nowhere. In fact, it's -2 stump it's hitting. Not even the first stump. Oh, much better length. Much better length this has been. This pushes the batter with the front or back confusion, and also skids on to the stumps. Squeezes it over there, as things were quite good under control. 17 more runs required to win the game in just 38 balls. 38 balls in fact. Another one. This is turning out to be over with an extras. Too many extras in this over that almost completes this game. 13 runs requires to win the game. In fact, 16. With one more to complete the 10th over, almost 130 runs in the first 10 overs. Sunrisers Hyderabad kind of batting here from Swift AA. Too many invitations from Mohan. That turns out this to be an expensive one. Something that's going to finish things off in this over. That just requires 14. With one maximum, you'll be expecting 8 to win the game. And that's easy boundary, easy pickups of the batter to end the over. Now just 10 more runs required in 6 overs to win the game. This was that shot. Bowled onto the body line. Just glides it away. There was a man position, but nobody could stop that going for boundary. 135 for 2. 9 runs required to win the game. Starts off with a couple of wide balls, as this doesn't require a winning shot, it seems. Too many extras at the finishing phase of this game. Couldn't give a strong comeback here, as one batter did well and the other batter started doing well. If that batter lost his wicket, another batter does well. So it's one after the other started doing well for the side. Satisfied with that single, it seems. It's almost one shot away right from here. On strike where the Vignesh 62 will be expecting to finish things off. Cuts it away through the covers, as that is a man in deep, will be just a single. Can Kamesh finish things off? Just a 6 required to win the game. It's one shot away right from here. Tossed up delivery goes over the bowler's head, and that goes in style. We gotta wait for the on-field umpire's decision. Shows boundary. That requires 2 more to win the game. Beautiful shot selection. You get proper elevation. Don't go for long on or long off. Just go over the bowler's head. That's the most safest area to score runs on the board. Another one comes in style, will be just a single with scores level. Single to win this game. And Kamesh will be keeping the strike back to finish things off. In fact, there is one more to go. 144 for 2. And that's how the match gets completed in just 10.5 overs. That's a massive performance from Acer Swift AI to finish things off and becoming the champions of Acer Premier League season number 8 2025. A tremendous performance in the first innings from Monster Pravin, 76. Unfortunately, it's going in vain, as Swift AI had exceptional performance. Not just one batter, where the Vignesh, Anish, Ibrahim and Kamesh puts up together, finish things off in just 10.5 overs, keeping lights in mind. Excellent batting display, which took them under pressure. We've seen 8 bowlers bowling here, but couldn't make it possible. There have been a few absentees that also concerns for Predators 11. But end of the day, the champions of Acer Premier League season number 8 2025 would be Acer Swift AI from Chennai. That's a news from the centre, as you could see some kind gestures and handshakes. We've seen 3 interesting matches today in Acer Premier League, with 2 semi-finals and 1 finals, all of them being quick fire games, strong fights and close encounters. Never been an easy win for any side. All sides deserves to be on champion attitude, but end of the day, on numbers and on performance on upper edge, Acer Swift AI are the champions here. Join us in the post-match presentation.